Hello, lovely listeners, and good morning, Kim.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning, everyone. Um, Today we're going to talk about. I had to laugh because this was not the word I was going to choose. I heard right away, more judgments. Like, yeah.
No
Um,
more judgments.
but this is how we, as a society, when somebody is sick, we're going to pick on the medical world.
hmm
When somebody is sick and they're telling you, well, I want to do this for my health, and I might have a different opinion. I might have a different thought because you know what? I love this person so much and I want them to seriously get healthy. I don't want to lose them. So I go into fear mode, or not even fear mode. I go into mother mode and I go into, I want to save this person. So I'm going to tell this person all these things that they should do. And I think I'm being amazing. Like, oh, I have all this information. Okay. So I'm dumping all this information on this person. Like, I think you should really go see this person. I think you should really go to the hospital, ask for these labs. Like, I'm all in at this point. I'm invested.
I'm going to jump in because I love how you said, I think I'm being amazing.
Yeah.
That's a very important statement because you think you're being amazing.
Yep. I mean, and this person's like listening to me like, okay. And this, say I'm talking to my I'm going to say a cousin. So let's say I'm talking to a cousin who is not into the holistic realm at all. I'm holistic functional medicine, but I'm also Western medicine. Like there's a time and place for everything. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I'm talking to my cousin and I'm like, oh my gosh, look for this, look for that, blah, blah, blah. And this person is your standard Western medicine person. And they're like, okay, okay. And then maybe they don't do it. And I'm sitting over there. Why didn't you ask this? Why did you do that? Like, you should do this. Like, do you want to get healthy? Now I'm getting angry and I'm getting frustrated because they're not listening to me. And I totally dismiss what do they feel is best for them.
hmm
I totally miss the main point out of this. Did they ask for my opinion? One. Or did I just literally start dumping on them what they should do, what I think they should do, instead of listening to where they're at in their life? What is it that works best for them? What is their belief system? And honoring that and respecting that. So if this person, maybe they broke a leg, that's an extreme. Wow. Okay, but we're gonna go with it. Maybe they broke a leg and it's not not anything crazy, but there's something there and they choose not to go to ER. They chose not to do anything and they're just like, I'm fine sitting here. It'll heal. And I get
Right.
very mad. I'm like, why don't you do this? Why? And they're like, I'm fine. And in my head, I really want, it's almost like I'm making them feel, I'm trying to make them feel how I feel. And they're over there, don't make me feel your stuff. Don't make me do what you want to do. That's you. Respect and honor me.
Exactly. And none of us like to have anyone else impose their beliefs, their thoughts, to impose them on us. To listen and consider them is one thing, but to have someone
Yep.
impose them and that, like, yeah, like you said, the broken leg is an extreme example. Like even imagining someone sitting with a broken leg just makes my whole body shudder. But at the same time, I'm like, honestly, if that is the choice someone would make, it is their choice to make. And
Yep.
you might, in your own head start to question some other things about the person. Like, are they okay? Are they, is there maybe their mental health not okay if you want to be in that much pain?
Yeah.
But it really is something that needs more tending to in terms of honoring, like you said, that other person, honoring their faith, their experience, their domain around themselves to choose and decide for themselves. And it can get pretty complicated because when it's someone close to us, we we really want to advocate for our, I wouldn't want to be around someone who had a broken leg pain for months on end. That would be hard. Now,
Yep.
that would be the angle to come at. That's very, very legitimate, if you will. I mean, hey, Kim, if you're the one with the broken leg, I'd be able to come to you and say, you're totally entitled to do what you want with your body.
Yep.
The thing is, you and I record a podcast every Monday to Friday, and you've gotten pretty unruly to deal with because you're in a lot of pain.
Yes.
So, like, either
Yeah.
reel that shit in when we're doing the podcast, or, I'm going to ask you to do something at least about that piece that does directly affect me. But somehow we feel like, all right, so Kim's not dealing with her broken leg as directly, which is just completely made up.
Right.
Again.
Yes.
Um,
I'm just fine.
yeah, but her legs are good. But if I'm like, it's affecting us in this podcast, and people are complaining that Kim sounds really crabby. I still don't get to tell her what she has to do, but I do get it. But I'll tell you, the compulsion, the temptation to take this is affecting the podcast to here's what you need to do. It's a very small leap to go from this is how it's affecting me, and I'd like us to like deal with that. It's a very small leap to say now I feel entitled to tell Kim what she needs to do with her health and wellness.
Yep.
But it's a leap we're not supposed to take.
Yep. And it's the same if somebody, we'll just pick on some other things. They got stomach ache or their labs are off or they're having some chest pain. And that person chooses not to go in and do anything about it. And we're over here like super concerned, like you may die. And that person's like, okay, like I'm okay. Like if they are calm, this is going to sound really odd, but if they're calm with their reaction and they're not going into fear with it, they're just like, oh, like, I'm okay. Let me be in my space and let them work through it. Sometimes that's what they actually need to find the actual answer. And if all of a sudden, say, half hour later, they come to the realization and say, oh, you know what? I think I need some help. And then you're like, okay, how can I help you? How can I support you?
Right.
We gave you these choices. Are any of these choices part of what you're thinking? If not, that's okay. But what are you choosing?
Yeah. And then when someone chooses not to do something at all, say again, the broken leg, not doing anything, continual pain.
Yeah.
A phrase I like is, you brought this shit upon yourself.
Yep. Yeah.
And that would be that one. Like, you're not getting your leg fixed. You bring in pain onto yourself. There are options to do it, or I've provided other options. Again, I'm not saying you have to do it, but because you brought this shit upon yourself, you need to contain it to yourself. When you and I are doing the podcast, your pain stuff can't start flowing over into the podcast now. Like, that's your choice to sit in that. Or I have to say, all right, it's coming into the podcast. Might have to do something, might have to make some change for that podcast. It's a very interesting line of how to respect people, how to honor where they are, how to share information without imposing it, and then how to make choices and decisions to like pivot and adjust track. If, again, it's been months, Kim, you're still unruly. I can't take it anymore.
Yep.
And that might be where it comes to too. So I think we don't like when people don't take our opinion because there's a level of it's out of our control and it's in the unknown. And we really, really, really don't like that.
Exactly. And again, our mindset, this like subconsciously you are thinking, I'm trying to save them. I'm trying to help them. I want to be their savior, Yeah. And it has nothing to do with it at all.
Exactly.
So what is the underlining energy that you're putting in with those messages to people? Are you just giving them, they ask for information, not opinions, they ask for information. You give them information and you let it go.
You gotta let it go. Not imposing it on others. That's the key.
Yep.
That's what letting go does. It doesn't impose it on the other person. And it's actually a beautiful thing. I've done it. Yep. It's a very beautiful thing. I will say too, the other key that you've said a few times, Kim, is that sense of calm. When you feel a sense of calm, when they feel a sense of calm, that's like your direction. That's your guidance system there is. And I've shared what I can. And when I'm calm, I go, all right, there it is. Kim doesn't want to get her leg tended to. What's the next best thing?
Yep. And if for you, and I'm, now tormenting you with my pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's making a rift between the podcast or through a friendship, then you have a right to say, okay, like, I'm just not okay with this. So I need to step back.
Exactly.
And it's okay for you to step back. And I can't blame you for stepping back at all. And I have to honor and respect that. It's not that you don't want to help me, that you don't love me. It's more like you're loving yourself enough to say, like, okay, I can't watch you continue to hurt yourself. And if you're choosing to stay in that, then I'm gonna step aside for a little while.
Yep. Honor and respect. Wow.
Yep.
Oh, cool. Thank you, Kim. That's some deep stuff today, but it's meaningful. It's going on. I'm seeing a lot of that kind of stuff happening right now.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you, Kim.
Yeah. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for listening. And until next time.